why are you guys walking to the house? Okay, could they not call a car for you? But I understand we all want, you know, to be like financially secure, but ma'am, not you gonna lock me up in the attic behind it. Like, mama, can you figure something else out? But in true VC Andrews fashion, of course that's what happened eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, it's about time. Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Shamia, and if you're a returning subscriber, thanks for joining me again today. So you guys, it has been so long, okay? Literally when I looked at it, went back and looked at my videos, it's been 2 years since I came with a VC Andrews Lifetime movie review, okay? It's been that long. But this stuff, sometimes it's like sick and twisted and so much stuff going on to where you need a break from it, okay? So anyway, you guys, I am back at it. The other day I was watching TV and I noticed that Lifetime was playing Flowers in the Attic, and I was like, ooh, it just came on, and I'm like, you know what, a few people suggested in the comments that I watch Flowers in the Attic. You know, some of you guys said that you liked it, so I was like, you know what, it's been a while, girl, just go ahead and do it. Just record it and then watch it whenever you feel like it. So it took me like probably like 2 or 3 days to watch it, but then I was like, okay, you know what, watch it, do a review on it, okay? And they've been playing a lot of VC Andrews stuff too, because the new movie Dawn is coming out this Saturday, you know, a few days from now. So I was like, okay, you know what, let me get into it so that I can know if I even want to like keep going, watch Dawn, do all of that good stuff. Let me just get a feel for the VC Andrews stuff again. So that's what I decided to do. And I also, just so you know, okay, just so you know, before we even get into this review, I also recorded the Flowers in the Attic, the origin, part 1. I think it was called like The Marriage. I'm not sure. But so, you know, if you really want to keep up with what's going on and how I feel about what's going on all this, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and turn on the little bell notification. Just hit the little bell too, so that you're notified when I upload and you don't miss out, okay? Anyway, so before we even get started, because I know I'm starting to ramble, if you haven't seen this and you don't want to know exactly what's going on in the movie, let me just give you a quick little review. Like, if you're familiar with VC Andrews and everything that's usually going on, I feel like Flowers in the Attic, if you're a fan of VC Andrews, it's not going to disappoint you, because it's giving us the same energy that she usually gives when it comes to, you know, twisted families, dysfunction, incest, all the time. I don't know what's going on with that, but it's like, it's definitely along the same vein and it's giving the same energy. And this one was actually really entertaining, because I feel like once I started watching it, you know, there was a moment where I was considering, like, do I want to keep going? Like, do I really want to get back into this like that? But I kept going. So I feel like that should give you a good judge of, if you haven't watched it, just go ahead and watch it. You know, I feel like you won't be disappointed at the end if you're already a fan of VC Andrews. Now, if you're not a fan, or you know nothing about VC Andrews, then at this point you might be like, okay, well, what's going on? It might kind of shock you a little bit, like the type of stuff that's going on in the movie. But I feel like, you know, it's definitely worth watching so that you can at least get a feel for what goes on in these VC Andrews movies if you haven't been watching, okay? Now, with that being said, for the rest of us who've already watched it or read the book or know what's going on and don't mind having the spoilers, let's just get right into it, okay? Now, I have my notebook because your girl had to take some notes, okay? I mean, as soon as I started watching, yeah, here are my notes. As soon as I started watching, I was, look, it's like page after page after page, okay? It's lots of pages. I was like, okay, I want to tell the people this and I want to tell the people that. So honestly, I almost feel like at this point I should have been doing some type of live so where we're communicating at the same time while we're watching it, okay? But anyway, let's just get into it. So when I started off, like I said, it had been on for probably like 2 or 3 minutes, so I missed like the very, very beginning of it. But where I started out, Kathy is giving her mom the mail and she's asking her if she's gonna be okay since everything happened with Dad. And I'm gonna just put my notes to the side just in case I need to look at them, but child, I feel like I got this at this point, okay? So she's asking her mom, like, okay, are you gonna be okay since everything happened with Dad? And I was like, immediately, here we go. the emotion and the drama and the familyness, like the family issues of it, are starting right off the bat, because I'm like, I haven't been watching this 5 minutes and somebody's poor dad has already passed away and all this other stuff, and she's questioning if her mom's gonna even be okay. So we see her mom getting the mail, and she's talking about these letters and stuff that she's been sending, and then she just springs it on these children like, hey, we're going to live with your grandmother, well, your grandparents that you've never met. Hey, this isn't even my last name. Hey, I come from a wealthy family, but we just didn't know it. Hey, there are these people that you just don't know, and pack up, we're going to Virginia, and we're gonna move in with them. Okay, so I really was like, wow, that's a lot to start off with and take in, you know, for these kids, and then to say, okay, we're gonna do it immediately. Like, no, you're not gonna be able to tell your friends bye. No, none of that. It's like, it's time to go right now. So she's talking about how wealthy her family is and all this other stuff, right? But then when they got off that train, I was like, okay, well, ma'am, why are you guys walking to the house? Okay, could they not call a car for you? But anyway, we see why once she gets to the house, because we see her mom, their grandmother, the way she greets them when they get to the house is just like, oh, okay. She didn't look happy to see either one of them, okay? None of them. The mama, the 4 kids, nobody. She was just like, okay, you're here. So she brings them up to this room, and she starts to talk to them, and basically they go into, it doesn't take long for you to realize that, okay, mama did something with somebody in the family, because the grandmother says, okay, the 2 older ones, they can't share a bed because they were putting their stuff on the bed, like the 2 older kids and the 2 younger ones, and then they were like, you know, looking like, why? And so the mama was like, they're innocent. And she was like, I thought you were innocent too. And I was like, oh, here we go. Who did she sleep with in the family? So, it turns out, I mean, I don't think they got to it right at that point, but it turns out you're gonna find out eventually the fact that, the grandmother was acting like that because their dad is actually, okay, so their mom was close to their dad. That's why the grandmother acts ridiculous with her. She's too close to the dad, and the dad likes her so much and wants to spoil her and all that other good stuff. But they find out that their grandfather's brother came to live with them and treated him like his own son, and that's who their dad really is. So, yes, grandma, not grandma, the mama slept with her half-uncle, okay? Just, you know. She was like, oh, he was charming and this, and this. I was like, here they go. Like, I knew it. You knew it was going to be some type of drama. But anyway, so the grandmother is constantly on the kids about that. But then she tells them that she's going to lock the door from the outside, and they have to stay locked up inside the room. Now, when it first starts, you know, the mom, she actually was just like a little convincing, maybe like the first day. But, you know, me, I would have been sketchy just from the start, because she was like, you know, I just gonna have to take a few days to like get back in good with dad so that he can put me back in his will and all this other stuff. So I'm like, okay, you got like a day, you know, figure this out. And then she's claiming like, oh, he's old and you know, he's sick and he'll be passing away soon. So as long as I can get back in this will, right? So even that storyline for me, I was just thinking to myself, like, look, okay, I understand we all want, you know, to be like financially secure, but ma'am, not you gonna lock me up in the attic behind it. Like, mama, can you figure something else out? I'm just saying. But anyway, so yeah, so just, oh my god, y'all, stuff just starts going on, and I was just, at some points I wanted to throw things at the TV, okay? Because, you know, for the grandmother to constantly be saying to Kathy and Christopher stuff about them, you know, being around each other and suspecting that, you know, one day they'll start messing with each other and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, why you lock them up in this room and in this attic together? Like, what the heck is that about? You know what I'm saying? Like, why y'all didn't try to do better for these children, okay? But anyway, and then, honestly, I was like this, okay, so here I go. I'm thinking to myself, Kathy looked like she had her head on together. And I'm like, okay, Kathy not gonna let that foolishness start happening. Because we find out very early that, you know, Kathy starts getting annoyed and starts to speak her mind way faster than Christopher, okay? Because in one part of the movie, the mama had not came up to that room to see them within a week, and Kathy was like, well, hold up now, it's been a week. Like, no, I started making a little calendar on the wall, and it's been a week since you came to see us. And Kathy started getting a little attitude. Now, one thing I will say is the twins, they came straight with the attitude like after day one, okay? They wanted to get out of their attic, but you know, they're little, so that didn't go that far before they just chilled on out. But anyway, so as the grandmother kept saying this stuff about Kathy and Christopher, I was like, Kathy, don't fall for it. Do not, don't fall for this. And then Christopher, I'm like, don't do it. Like, don't start looking at your sister like that. But in true VC Andrews fashion, of course that's what happened eventually. You know what I'm saying? And I was disgusted. It was like, really, why do we keep having to do this to these characters in this books and movies and this whole series and situation? Like, why? Okay. Anyway, there was some other stuff that happened that, really got to me. One part that I just kind of just went off on a little tangent in my own head was when the grandmother would bring them food in the basket, but she told them that they had to actually, have that food for the whole day. And she started describing what was in the basket that very first day. And she was like, okay, you have eggs, and then you have some sandwiches, and then some other stuff. And I was like, now, hold on. I already knew the children would end up sick at some point or something because, eggs and sandwiches and things need to be refrigerated. You can't just leave that in a basket in the room all day. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, I mean, like, I know it's like a TV movie, but like, still. But anyway, so, okay, they try to keep the kids entertained in the attic. The mom tries to act like she's doing so much for them because she'll bring them things like paint and toys and clothes and all this other stuff, and just keeps telling them like it's almost and I'm getting closer, and I'm getting closer to him putting me in the will and all this other stuff. And like I said, Kathy starts getting upset about it first. Christopher, he finally comes along like a little bit. We find out that the grandmother is abusive. Like, she whipped the mother, like when they did something they weren't supposed to. At one point, she even whipped Christopher. And I was thinking to myself, in that scene, when she whipped Christopher, I was like, okay, for her to threaten to whoop, like, y'all, grandma is over here tripping. And she old, like, y'all need to figure it out. Like, because in that one part, in that one scene where she was telling him, because she found out the foolishness that they did, and she thought that was before they even did foolishness. She thought they was in there trying to do the foolishness, and she was like, oh, Kathy, you have to cut your hair and also basically to make herself not look appealing. And Kathy didn't want to cut her hair and stuff, but then she left them scissors in there. I was thinking to myself then, like, I'm not saying like, take it like, but so far, but like, you can't like at least threaten her with them scissors and get that key and get out of there. But anyway, child, so eventually, they do, first of all, y'all, by the time they got to the idea of like, let's use the rope and stuff and climb out the window, I was like, it's about time. Kathy and Christopher, like, what y'all was waiting on? Y'all was in the attic with rope. You had sheets, all kinds of stuff. What? I mean, but I guess that's what makes the stuff interesting because, they weren't doing the obvious stuff. But I was like, by the time they finally decided to use a rope to climb out that window, okay. But even then, when they did it, I was like, first of all, y'all didn't even try to take them twins with y'all. So wait, we climbing out the window and we going like splash around in some water and play around and stuff. We got a little bit of freedom, but we didn't run completely away. Child, anyway. So eventually, we come to find out that Mom is lollygagging around here and hobnobbing and just, oh my gosh. First of all, when Mama let them go to the party and just sneak inside the thing, no ma'am, no. I'm not going to be hiding and sneaking around while I watch you party and receive elaborate gifts from the grandpa and all this other stuff. No ma'am. Okay, I don't know how them children did it. Because honestly, I would have been like, okay, tonight is the night. We're going to run out there. We're going to yell and scream. And we're going to look like we absolutely crazy. And ask somebody to help us. Because these people been having us locked up in this attic. Okay? That's what I was thinking should have went on. But anyway, let me get back. Okay? So, eventually we find out, though, that freaking mama. Okay, wait. First of all, the little boy, one of the little twins, I can't even remember his name. Poor thing. Oh my gosh. He got sick. Child, I knew the second the grandma had brought them little donuts or muffins or whatever up the stairs and said that it was from their mama. I already knew it was a problem because of the way she said it. She was like, I wouldn't eat those, but they're not good for you or whatever. I knew they shouldn't have been trusted them things then. I knew it. I said they shouldn't be trusting that and they shouldn't be eating that. But they did it. But anyway, so the little boy got sick and the little boy died. And I was just like, ugh. Oh, I was so mad because I was like, if that baby died up in here, okay? And the way Kathy went off on her mama and was like, like he is your son and you should be taking care of him. Ooh, I was here for it, okay? But anyway, so eventually, you know, through circumstances, if you guys watch it, you know what happened. We eventually see that they find out that Grandpa has been dead, okay? Because at this point, it had already been a few years, and then they found out that Grandpa had been dead for a couple months. I think it was 7 months to be exact. Okay, and she just running around here with this new man. She done got married to him and everything. Y'all, do not talk about when, hold on one second. Okay, so yeah, I had to tell the kid to quiet down a little bit. But anyway, you guys, so what really was a good scene for me was when the mom had said that she got married. She come back from her honeymoon in Europe. Oh my God, the way Kathy done flipped out. Oh, it was so good. Okay, so definitely watch that part. I was here for it. But anyway, so they find out that the grandpa was already dead and stuff, and they was like, we gotta plot this escape. We gonna have to get out of here. And I was like, yes, it's about time. It took y'all long enough, but at least you finally came around. You figured it out. So the 3 kids that was left at this point, you know, they had to make their escape. Y'all, they had to even, can you believe they had to put the electrical shock fence out there? She really was finna get rid of them children, okay? She was finna off them, all of them. You see, they was sick and stuff. Lord, poor children couldn't even barely fight for themselves and stuff. I found it to be, excuse me, random. I found it to be amazing how they led Grandma into that little stairwell going up to the attic, and she freaked out when he closed that door. And when they realized that she was freaking out because he closed the door, and she was like, open that door. And then he went for the light, and it was like, don't turn off that light. And she went to freaking out. I was like, that's what your tail get, okay? That's what she get. So yeah, that was cool. And then that nice man went on ahead and let them run because he was like, we are what's her face? What's that mom's name? I can't even remember at this point. But anyway, she was like, we her children, okay? And he let them run off. Child, them children had to steal stuff to gather up some money to be able to afford the train and all that. And then, you know, as they're talking, as, you know, they finally done escape. And she was like, something about they're gonna face their mother again. That's when I got mad. Because I was like, see, now I'm invested, okay? See, that's the problem. It was like, do I really want to even get back into all of this drama and twistedness? But then at the same time, it's like, now I want to know the rest of the story. Because, are y'all going to, like, grow up and then be like, bam, we came back to confront you, like, why you did us like that and put her on blast? I don't know. I'm thinking that's probably what happens. But once again, you know, I still didn't read none of the books. So, I just don't know. So let me know in the comments down below, what's next? Do I even need to, you know, continue on? Is it worth watching? And let me know also, are you guys excited about Dawn? Are you guys going to watch that? Let me know. I'm pretty sure I will. So stay tuned for that. And oh my gosh, you guys, I saw on Lifetime, like, one of the commercials, they even have, like, a Dawn sweepstakes where you can win, like, a trip to New York and all this other stuff. And I was like, now, hold up now. I'm kind of here for all that, because if I had to subject myself to all of this craziness and foolishness behind this, I might need to win that trip. So I was like, let's start entering the sweepstakes or something, okay? So, you know, just be on the lookout for that. If you haven't found out anything about it, I'm pretty sure it's on, like, their website or something. And if not, like, once you start watching the Lifetime and they show the clips for it and stuff, like the promos for the movie that's coming up, definitely go ahead and sign up for that, because hey, you could be winning a trip to New York, okay? But anyway, you guys, I've rambled enough, okay? I'm thirsty at this point. I hope you guys enjoyed today's review. Let me know if you did. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up, okay? It really helps me. It really helps to push the video so that more people can see it. The more thumbs ups I get, the more comments I get, the more people can, you know, watch the video and experience all of this goodness that you just got to watch. So please do that for your girl, and thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye.